Hey guys, me and team here, and today I'll be bringing you a Zerg vs Protoss match on this map here, nice and cozy. Let's bring up production, and yeah, I'll watch it, all of you. This is X Status, my Protoss opponent, and I'll be over here as the Zerg, absolutely. Zerg is best race in the world, even if it isn't the strongest. It's just cooler than the other races, so I recommend using it. And not using, garbage Terran in your walls at the ramp, which really breaks the metagame. And I like how every map has it. There's no maps that don't have a choke wall. So it's not like you can sometimes surround Terran, or that, sometimes they actually have to legitimately defend themselves against early harasses or, all-in rushes like the other races have to do. And it's funny, you see, like, hey, you see someone post a thread on the BNet forums, like, hey, how about some map balance? How about some maps where there isn't a choke leading into the bases? And the Terran players just complain like crazy, even though we basically have that in reverse as Zerg players. So that's really frustrating, just how ignorant they could be. Anyway, this is a rematch game. I 6-pulled X Status earlier, so I opted not to do that this time. Get my Overlord out here for proxies. I always look for proxies with Overlords in Zerg vs Protoss. It's just, they love that stuff. And even though I've only seen it a couple times in Diamond, it is pretty dangerous if you don't catch it. If you do catch it, they're screwed. So it's just easier on you if you catch it. Anyway, I'm being chased around here. I love doing this because it's so easy. And even upper Diamond players, or at least upper middle Diamond tier players, really struggle to do anything about it until they get a Stalker out. And when they finally do shoot you, just a simple trapezoid or rhombus little type of dealy there, and with a patrol function. It doesn't even take a lot of micro, and you get a lot of scouting information on what they're doing until they get a Stalker out and kill you. Very useful. Okay, this is also a very typical thing for Zerg to do lately, is to shoot down some creep with Overlords at Lair Tech, which I went fast Lair Tech, I think even, yes, before Zergling speed. And it really lets you set up creep quickly. So I hit Lair Tech and boom, there's just creep everywhere. Also, seeing his rush, I decided to throw down some spine crawlers. But this isn't looking too good for me here. No, this isn't looking good at all. I'm getting out APM'd, or not. It doesn't matter, because he's got more shiz. Got a couple lings against all these zealots. Now this is one area where Zerg really struggles. You get timing pushed. Yeah, I'm about to pick up Mutalisks, and it's too late. I mean, he's beating on my drones. I guess I could have pulled my drones off, but it wouldn't have mattered. I would have lost so many of them. And I don't have an expansion to keep me going, and I'll only pull drones off like the fast expand Zerg players do. So here I left the game. A little bit of bad manners on my part. I almost always GG out these days. But this game really frustrated me. Because, once again, wall ramp choke. So if I tried to hit him with, like, say, well, let's just say 20 lings or 30 lings, while he was building his Stalker. Like, I could hit with, like, 20 to 25 lings, 30 lings, and let's just say 20. How many minerals is that? Well, around 500. And how many resources go into a zealot and a Stalker, or a zealot and a sentry? Way less resources than 20 lings. But because of this little ramp block choke, I can't threaten him early. So I also can't scout him after he does kill that drone, so it's hard for me to see what they're doing, if they're going air, if they're switching over to 4-gain after their cyber core, which is very common. I think this is a default assumption these days. Or, maybe they're hiding something a little more novel, but I usually just either see 4-gate or Stargate. But what really annoys me the most is the disparity here. Like, he can wall off his ramp. Now, look at his army coming at me. He has one Stalker and a bunch of Zealots. If I could have walled off my ramp, then he would have had to put more money into Stalkers and balance his composition a bit more, and I would not have been stuck like this. where, and this is something both Terran and Protoss can do, and Zerg cannot do, and yet every single map allows Terran and Zerg to do this, and take advantage of that metagame aspect. So it's frustrating for me, and yes, I could have played this better. I certainly could have had more Zerglings ready in addition to the spine crawlers there. Well, I did use up most of my minerals, but I really couldn't have had mutas any faster. I could have gone Zergling speed. I don't see how that would have helped. And the other option is to go roaches. But the problem with going roaches is if you scout tech, or you're blocked from scouting tech, and you go roaches, then your lair is delayed. And oh look, Zerg has no decent tier 1 anti-air. Hooray! Now people say, oh, just use queens against the void rays. Well, good toss don't always hit you with void rays. You'll get hit by like 3 or 4 phoenix instead, and all of a sudden your overlords are gone. Or your queen gets lifted into here and then shot down, and then your overlords are gone, and you have no answer for it because you want roach tech to stop the zealots. And it turns into a bit of a cat and mouse game, a bit of a guessing game, and basically the only thing I can think to do is just like keep a ling here and keep enough money, I guess, to spine crawler this off. Is really a 4-gate fast pressure is really frustrating. Now, at least this is going to be patched in 1.1, so these zealots would be a little slower. What does he have? 6 zealots, so 30 seconds later plus gateway delay. He would have hit a minute later. I would have had Mutalisks out. So maybe that is the answer. Maybe patch 1.1 would have saved me here. But we'll see when we get there. For now, me and team signing out.